Well, hey everybody, it's BearCozy, and today we have a lot to talk about. The first thing we're going to dive into is the roadmap for this year, and then the next half of the year. So this whole year, the first half, and then the second half. And then we're also going to dive into the developers' feedback, and more specifically with in-game quality of life items and other things like books added into the game. And we all get to cast our vote. We're going to dive into that. Let's go. Welcome everybody. Welcome. If you don't know me, I'm BearCozy. I strive to make not only entertaining but also educational videos, and I want to fire off this video with a roadmap for 2023. Right now, as always, contents are under development, subject to change. That is the one thing that is never going to change, is that things are always subject to change. So looking at this roadmap, this is a really good update, and I'm glad that they've done this. This is in the official Ace Discord under game updates if you want to take a look at it for yourself, but we're going to dive into this together. First half of the year, here we go. First half of the year, they are adding an offline multi-battle, which is kind of interesting. It's an interesting concept because right now, if we get disconnected from the server, everything stops, says you're offline. So multi-battles in offline mode, I'm not sure how they're going to accomplish that, but that'll be cool. If you are traveling, if you're away, if you're on a flight and you have no internet access at all, this would be awesome. You can do some multi-battles. And then when you land, I guess the game will catch up. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I think that's going to be awesome, especially for some of us at work that don't have internet access. So that's going to be really cool. Looking at the first half of the year, that is the first thing we're going to start off with, is the offline multi-battle mode. The second thing, which is under game mode, is a new dungeon, Chaos. A Chaos dungeon is coming. I don't know how difficult it's going to be. They seem to be pushing more and new, harder content. They need to remember that we have a lot of new and early mid-game players. So that is something for the team to keep in mind so we don't get carried away with too much mythic content and end-game whale stuff. But that's going to be cool. We're going to check that out together when that comes out, new game mode. And then, of course, now we also have a new growth line, which is what they're calling it, for heroes, and that is going to be Hallows. Now, new growth line, to me, it sounds like talents, but that remains to be seen. Right now, we don't have any more info on this. This is public. This is not CC only, which is unfortunate. I wish they would share a little bit more with us so we can share a little bit more with you. Maybe give us a preview, some screenshots, some pictures, things like that. So a preview of the things to come so we can share it with our communities, because new stuff is always exciting. Hopefully it's not behind a paywall. Number 4 is going to be Fool's Day event. I guess that would be April Fool's, right? April 1st, there's going to be a Fool's Day event. I hope they do something good for that. I hope they do a really good summon event, or maybe some special heroes that come out, maybe some unique looking heroes. That'd be awesome. Maybe some skins. I really hope they do something really special for the April Fool's Day event. That is coming very soon. And then, of course, we have a new game mode, Mythic Void Tower rework. Now, I'm not sure about the Mythic Void Tower. I hope it's a little bit easier. I myself, I'm still struggling at the end of Hard Void Tower. Hard Void Tower is pretty tough because some of the combinations that they put in there are really difficult. I'll be chugging along very easy, getting through most of the floors, and then all of a sudden there'll be one team that just takes the right amount of RNG, and you have to spend a lot of time trying that over and over again, trying that to beat that team until you get it. So I am not in Mythic. If you are in Mythic, congratulations. Most of the people I know, I don't think I know anybody that's in Mythic Void Tower right now. Guild versus Guild is also coming. That remains to be seen how that's going to work. I am not a huge fan of PvP. I will do some PvP, but not a whole lot. So I'm not really excited about the Guild versus Guild. And then there is a gear recast system. Now, right now, we don't have any more information on the gear recast. I am curious to see if this is going to be like the gear forging. What my gut tells me this is going to be is you're going to be able to take your one piece of gear and re-roll it for better stats. So if you have really bad flat stats, if you have a legendary piece of gear that you like with a great main stat like crit damage or something like that, but the substats are horrible, they're all flat, this reminds me of a recast system where you can essentially recycle your gear and recast it again to see if you get better rolls and you get better stats. And of course, everything is subject to change, so we will see. But at first glance, this is my gut reaction. Now, that is the first half of the year. Moving into the next half of the year, we have a carnival event. We have no information on that. That's going to be interesting. Carnival is like circus. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with that, but maybe some kind of an event, some kind of collab, maybe some kind of a unique event. I'm curious to see myself what that's going to do. I have no idea at all. The next one is going to be a guild rework for Guild Boss. Guild Boss rework is the next one in game mode. That is kind of interesting. I know for some of us that have been playing since beta, they started with Guild Banker where it used to rotate elements. The Guild Boss used to rotate elements from wood to fire to water and so on. And I think those were the three that would rotate constantly, and you constantly needed different teams because of the elemental advantages and disadvantages. And ever since then, they've reworked the Guild Boss to just be light banker, and now they are reworking it again. So I'm very, very curious to see if they are going to be going to the original plan, or if they are going to do something different, maybe on a rotating basis. Rotating schedule for Guild Boss is kind of fun. However, you need a lot of different comps for the teams, right? You need a lot of different teams, and with that comes books and gear and everything else, so it makes it a lot more challenging, even though it's a lot more fun. There's also a new game mode coming, which is going to be the World Boss. My expectation is for everyone to participate on the World Boss with really good rewards. Since this is a World Boss, it's going to be very, very difficult to take down. And of course, with the difficulty level of the World Boss, we should have really good rewards. That remains to be seen. I'm really hoping for books, and we're going to move into the dev feedback in a minute, talking about books. So we'll move into that. We'll all get to cast our votes, which is going to be awesome. Stay tuned for that. There's also going to be a personal page rework. Not really sure what that is. I don't know if that is like the hero showcase that we're going to do, or display of heroes, or if they're going to display different stats on different heroes and show off all of our progress in all of the game modes. That's going to be kind of interesting. There's also going to be a spectate and record function in Real-Time Arena. If you are a Real-Time Arena fan, by the way, that's where all the cool skins come out. I'm just not a huge fan of PvP, so I don't grind it too much. But now you will be able to spectate your friends. So if you have a friend that's doing really well, you can not only spectate them, but they will also be able to record their Real-Time Arena runs, which is nice if they have a good run, or if they have a cool achievement or a team they can show off. They can also do that. And by the way, right now we can stream that in Discord for our friends, so that kind of negates the function. But I guess the record function is pretty good, and the spectate will be okay as well. And then there's also a New Year event, which is a year away. That is going to be at the end of the year. Now, those are all of the game updates for the roadmap of 2023 for this whole year. Let's dive into the dev feedback. All right, everybody, let's dive into the dev feedback. Contents are under development, yada, yada, yada. So here's the list of topics that we've all brought to their attention over the last few months. We have asked for lots of quality of life improvements, not only the content creators, but also a lot of the players. And these are the following quality of life improvements that we have asked for. And there's also system optimizations, and there's also game mode feedback. So the way that this has worked is these are all lettered from A, B, C all the way down, not necessarily in an alphabetical order, but these all have letters to the corresponding changes. And right on the bottom, we can actually cast our votes. So if you have not got a chance to do that, dive in, cast your vote. And right now, we'll go through this together, but right now, M seems to be the absolute highest, and M is going to be under game mode on the bottom, and that is adding books as rewards for normal Void Tower. Adding an epic book. So that is going to be awesome. Even though it might be one epic book, still a book. Epic books I am really struggling on right now, and I'm sure as the rest of you are. So right now, here are the changes. Here are the quality of life improvements that all of the players have asked for. A is a skip battle in Team Arena. I think that is going to be an awesome change. That got a lot of votes. If you look, we have 49 votes. I also voted for that one. Skip battle in Team Arena is going to be awesome. B is repeat battle in the result stage. Not really too much here. Skip animation, simplify the process of hero synthesis. All that stuff is fairly easy. The only one that I'm really excited towards is this skip battle in Endless Trial. Endless Trial is one of the things I really enjoy, but it's very time consuming. And the reason why it's time consuming is because it's every other day. that is way too much. One of the suggestions that I made for Endless Trial is to make it once a week. Make it a little longer, maybe give us a couple more floors, maybe 5 floors, but make it once a week instead of running 3 floors every other day. So this is going to be a really welcome change. Skipping battle in Endless Trial, this will give us a lot of time saved, so we no longer have to play for extremely long periods of time. I know sometimes it's 20 minutes to a half an hour, but that's a half an hour every other day. And after a few months, after 8 months, it just got really monotonous to the point where I don't do it anymore, or I'll do 1 floor and then I'll stop. So skip battle is going to be really, really nice. It makes it a lot easier and a lot faster to clear, especially on my phone, on breaks at work, or just on a 10-minute break that I have anywhere in the day. And if we look on the bottom here, under the letter R, R got 68 votes, and that is one of the most highly desired features in the game right now, right behind M, and M is going to be an epic book from normal Void Tower. Now, if we go down to system optimization, arena tickets are usable directly from the arena page. That is not really too great. And then there's a bunch of other options we can choose. End the next multi-battle during multi-battle, on and off double experience. Some quality of life really here. Nothing too fantastic. Show which event needs a badge in the calendar. Those are very, very minor things. At least I feel like. Send a guild recruitment to a friend. So these don't really seem to be too important. The one that I'm really looking forward to is game mode, which is number 3. And then, of course, we talked about the epic book as a reward in normal tower. That is under the letter M. And then the next one, we can invite all our friends to join friend challenges with 1 click. Again, you're not really saving too much time there. Not a huge improvement, but that is an option. And we also have a Sky Duel option there to show only the heroes that can be deployed in Sky Duel. If we go down to the letter P, reduce the difficulty and speed requirement for normal and hard Void Tower. I think that is going to be a very popular option. P right now has 47 votes, and it's very, very close to some of the other ones. So I believe this is going to be a very welcome change, especially with the addition of the epic book for normal Void Tower. This will help a lot more players clear Void Towers, the normal and the hard Void Tower, because the speed requirements are going to be lower, which means you don't have to use speed boots, or you don't have to use a hero like Halia or Winstrix to speed up your team, which means you can add another hero into the mix. And then Q won't give the same buff, Shield of Mercy, to the same hero. This one I'm kind of confused on, not really sure what this one is, but feel free to come in here. This is in the official Ace Discord under Dev Feedback. I have casted my votes. As you can see, I voted for the epic book. I also voted for R, which is going to be at a skip battle in Endless Trial. I feel like that is going to be an awesome change. And then A, of course, is a highly favorite as well. Skip battle in arena team, so you can do your arena battles a little bit faster. Now, depending on your rank, that may or may not be a good option. If you have a really strong team and you feel like you can challenge your opponent, defeat your opponent very easy, the skip battle will be really good, and that will save a lot of time. So here are all the votes right on the bottom here. Don't forget to come in here, make your voice heard. Make sure you vote for the changes that you feel will be the most benefit to the players and overall to the game. Also, leave me a nice comment below. Let me know what you voted for. I'm very curious to see if you voted for something different than I have. With that said, hit the like and the subscribe. And for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.